we're now, in terms of looking at self-identity, we're looking down the wrong end of a frickin' telescope. They're getting minute. IMR, LGB, blah, 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 blah. And what it's doing, every time you subdivide into a smaller perception of self, you are getting further and further and further away from the true self.
August, 2 years from now, and let's assume, God forbid, that we've acquiesced every single step of the way. What does this world look like?
If you take China today and multiply it 2 or 3 times, that's where we'll be. The brain processes information electrically and electromagnetically. It communicates with the rest of the body electrically and electromagnetically. By 2022, impact on the human environment will be vastly more than it is now. The body is an antenna. It's, the whole foundation of the body is a waveform information field from which the body we see is a projection. So any electromagnetic frequencies that adversely impact on the wave electromagnetic frequency balance of the body field is going to have psychological and what we call physical effects. Got to. The brain processes information not only electromagnetically, but within a certain frequency band. And if you can access that frequency band with externally generated frequencies, it's been well known. It's been done by governments like the Russian government, etc. Way back in the 50s, it was going on. If you can get your frequency right, you can plant thoughts and perceptions in the minds of people, which they will then experience as their own thoughts and their own decisions, but actually externally being put in. So the more you build this grid of frequency, this sub-reality, by 2022 it'll be some way advanced from what it is now.
There is a reason why humanity has forgotten its true self. You described in what you just said how to empower ourselves. Right? This force does not want humanity to empower itself. It wants humanity in a state of bewildered, confused, chaotic subservience. This is why the true nature of reality is so systematically suppressed, because once we remember, it's over. It's over. Therefore, the force which wants to enslave us for its own purposes has to keep us in ignorance of true self, because without that, it's got no power over us. It's a classic example of, in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. This force is the one-eyed man. To control humanity, it has to keep us in a state of blindness. When we become the two-eyed, third-eyed consciousness that we are, it's over. That's why the control and the nature of our true self are connected, because one must stop us remembering that.
Your potential to control the human mind will be greatly advanced even from what it is now, where you have so much control that there won't even be any resistance, because you won't even manifest the thought to resist or the thought to say no, because you're not in control of your mind anymore. This is the progression towards complete AI control of the human mind. We are literally at the cusp between what remains of human freedom and the end, completely the end of human freedom, even the ability to think what you choose to think.
look at the range of things you perceive. Is that really the limit of what there is to perceive? Is that really the limit of what there is to know? Is that the limit of ways of seeing the subjects you have views about? Well, of course not. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction. Anybody's views are a tiny fraction of possibility. So why aren't we exploring all possibility? Not that you come across information and just because you come across it, oh, that's true, then I'll believe that now. No, you question it, you process it, you come to conclusions about it. But it's very simple, and history shows us this. Systematically reducing the amount of information, views, and diversity of information and views available to people never ends up well. It never turns out good. It always turns out bad for humanity. Because you look at any tyranny, fascist tyranny, communist tyranny, whatever it is, whenever they get power, they want to destroy all alternative information and view that challenges what they want people to believe. Every time. So whenever you're in a situation where the free flow of information and view and opinion is being censored, you are in a tyranny. And what humanity has allowed itself, not everybody, of course, but great numbers, especially the political correctness group is they've allowed themselves to become a tyranny while claiming to be anti-tyranny. This is what religion's about. Religion says your little me and big me is out there. And by the way, me with me collar and me hat and me frock, I know what big me wants. Therefore, listen to me, do what I say, and then you'll be fine. And if you look at religions, it's a program. It's a software program, I would describe it as. You say to a Muslim person, you're a Muslim, what does that mean? Oh, well, I go to the mosque and a man tells me what God wants me to do. Okay. And what will happen if I don't do what he says? And you? Well, I'm a Christian. What does that mean? Well, I go to the church and the man tells me what God wants and what will happen if I don't. It's a program. It's pseudo-randomness. I see this all across the world.
So we're in a period now up to 2030, and I'm being very optimistic with 2030, where we are going to decide the future of the human race, even the existence of the human race as we've known it. That's where we are.